everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and the craft/dining room. If you're starting to plan your holiday cards, I have a really fun stamp set to share with you today. Holiday Silhouettes is a very graphic stamp set with some really nice holiday greetings, and I think you're going to have so much fun with these stamps. Today, I am sharing 2 card projects with you just to show you what can be done, and they're pretty cute. So stick around. Those holiday card projects are coming up next. So here's a look at the stamps and stencil that I'm going to be using today. This is a brand new set for the holidays designed by me called Holiday Silhouettes. We have 3 trees. We have little balls for the trees. We have stars, simple greetings, happy holiday, wishing you a Merry Christmas, peace, love, and joy, peace on earth, little silhouette candy cane. I did goodwill for all, which I felt is a little more inclusive than just goodwill towards men, because come on, we all need it. Silent night, holy night, warm winter greetings. So this is just a generic but kind of cute and minimal graphic holiday set. Now here's the fun thing. So this little stencil that I designed, it is designed in the same size as, well, let's see if I can hold this here, the smallest tree, which I think is fun, and it's given me some ideas for kind of popping some things up. Now, to that end, there is a coordinating die set for Holiday Silhouettes, and it cuts out everything you see here, the stars, the trees, a couple of the greetings, the holly berries, both large and small, and those are the basics. So let's grab some inks and get started. For my first card, I'm just going to do a tone-on-tone series of trees. I'm very excited about this, and this is the first time I am using these stamps, so let me show you what we're doing. This is just a nice little scrap that I have, and I'm going to do this in order. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do it in order, but let's pick this up. Now, this is a brand new stamp. I've never used it before, so I'm just going to give a little rub over there where condition it a tiny bit, and I'm not too worried because if I have to stamp this a few times, you know what? I'm going to do it. But I'm going to start with celery. Ink that up and press. Grab my Debbie tool, right? Press that down like that. Oh my goodness, that already looks so good. Look at that. I don't know if I need to do it twice, but I'm going to just because, well, you know the old phrase, just because I can. Okay, picking that up. Gonna wipe this off a little with my stamp chamois, and I'm just gonna move this, like an inch and a half maybe, because I just want to make sure I have clearance for the dies. Yes, I do. A little bit more. It doesn't really matter. So now I'm gonna ink up with Limelicious. Let's bring that in, and now I'll definitely be doing 2 on each one just to get the true depth of color. Like that. Okay. And then move this. Wonder if that's far enough. Probably. Let's see. Oh yeah. This is just a scrap paper, although you can see how, and I probably will. I'll probably do a card where I'm using the beauty of the Misty. In fact, I just had another idea. Well, there you go. I'm going to do a row of trees that I think is going to be just darling, but we'll do that for card 2. All right, so now you can see I have 3 trees, right? And, and each one is in one of the green shades. So I'm going to get all this cleaned up and we'll grab the die and cut out the trees. I have a different idea. I'm going to cut this right now and set it aside, okay? Because I've got the Misty out, and I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do this or not, but let's give it a whirl. I am going to grab Peace on Earth. Oh, it will work. It will work. Okay. And I'm also going to grab Happy Holidays on the other scrap here. That'll just cut out, because I don't think I have a die for that one, do I? Oh, I do. Picking these up. I might as well just do my stamping while I have the Misty tool out. So let me grab my embossing ink. I'm going to be using some Versamark here, and I think just, well, okay. This is what I couldn't decide if I wanted to do gold or silver. Let me grab my silver powder. I'm gonna try this in silver because sometimes I feel like the silver is cool and chilly, right? Like a Minnesota winter for sure. Of course, if you have like where my folks live, they live in Nevada, they have much nicer winters than I have. Okay, let's ink this up. Peace on earth. Happy holidays. You know what? I didn't run my fingers over that. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the crafty. We'll just leave it at that. Bring this over. I just wanted to use the scraps that I had. I am rather scrappy and thrifty on some things. Some things I'm not. You know, some things I go a little wild on. But this one, I think I'll ink again, just to make sure we have a nice amount of ink on there. All right, let's get that out of the way. And now I will pick this up. I like to use the clothespin because then I don't burn myself with the heat tool. I learned that from Gina K of Gina K Designs. And if you've never watched her channel, which I hope you have, but if you haven't, oh my goodness, you learn so much from Gina K. She's wonderful. I have learned so much. All right, tapping you off. Hey, that looks pretty darn good. All right, so let me funnel this back in. Okay, I'm gonna wipe this away. Actually, give a little blow on that just to make sure I get rid of any errant powder. And I'm gonna grab my little shader brush here, my angled shader brush, just to brush away any little pieces of powder. I love this brush because it's a hard brush. And here's the other cool thing. They come in two sizes. They're from Zen Royal and Line Nickel. You can get in really close with this little friend. We'll melt the powder. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. The typography is so minimal. Oh, gosh, I love it. So I'm going to do a couple of things here. Maybe it might seem out of order, but in my mind, it's perfectly in order. This is a piece of Neenah Solar White Classic Crest. And this is, let's see, that is the 80 pound. I'm going to go ahead and cut a panel because I like to have panels popped up onto, well, actually, let's tilt it a little so it doesn't take the full force of the flat edge. I've heard that helps with warping. All right, I'm gonna run that through. I'm trimming this now because I am going to do some embossing on here. Okay, embossing mat, purple mat, come up a little bit like that. I'm just trying to get them so that where I need to have a little bit, it's gonna be fairly equal from side to side. And I think, you know what? I think that's going to be just lovely. Right there. Let's see if it works. Okay, placing this down. Now, see, that's where it might be a little easier to do if you did it, if you trimmed your panel down after the fact, which you could totally do. And you wouldn't even have to use like a die for it. I'm just going to go back and forth a few times because sometimes I like to just make sure that I'm giving it the pressure that it needs for the dry emboss. And let's see if I figured it out. Did it dry emboss? Oh, yes, it did. You can see it. Isn't that fun? Look at that cute, fun background. Listen, friends, anytime you take any color of cardstock and use your stencil in this way, you create an instant tone-on-tone, visually fun and interesting background. So let's move on to more die cutting. I've got the first greeting dies taped down. I think I did okay. We'll see. We'll cut them out. You could always make a template too. But I think, oh, I did cut that a little low, but that's okay. That is okay, my friends, because we are not necessarily perfect. We are handmade. So 2 little greetings. I shifted those down a bit, but I still think those are pretty. I am trying to let go of the need to be perfect. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a strong need in my life, but it definitely has been in crafting. And I'm having way more fun not worrying about it. Look at that little tree. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll cut these out and then we will move on. So now what I'm going to do is create my card base, and this will be a landscape oriented card, right? And we're going to score this at 4 1/4. So this will fold down to be 5 1/2 wide by 4 1/4 tall. Standard USA 2, but in more of a landscape orientation. All right, I've already decided I am not using Peace on Earth, and you'll see in a minute because I kind of visualize what we're going to do here with our tone on tone panel. I'll take these off the back, and we're just going to center this. I like to look at the top and the sides. Get that nice wide framing margin. Isn't that cool? So, you know, you see that very elegant tone on tone. And here's my thinking. Okay, this is not this is not fancy, but see, again, the trees fit perfectly in that stenciled space. So I put some foam squares behind the trees, and I'm going to start light and go down to dark. But here's what I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to do something like that, or have this space fill like that and put the third tree down here where it would hang off a little. Now, actually, I don't like that. I don't love that. You know what I mean? Because there's too much of a separation. So I think, and I'm just going to pull this a little bit away and push this a little bit up to give the right amount of clearance. But I think that's sweet. And honestly, you wouldn't need to stay in with the tree shapes, right? You can, I just thought it would be fun to try. So let me get liquid glue and get the backers off. Let's put just a little dabby of liquid glue, as it is called a dabby. And that's just for a little wiggle room here. I'm going to keep my greeting in place just so that when I push this down, you know, it's going to, I just want to make sure that I have room for said greeting. There's definitely more steps that go into what looks like a clean and simple card, you know. I am definitely aware of that. Not everything you do that looks simple was necessarily simple to get there. All right, so let's pull you. See, I came down just a little, but I'm fudging it, so you're not going to notice that. You're just going to see the trees. And honestly, if I had had this idea at the outset, I think I would have framed out my dry embossing differently. But, you know, I'm not going to put that upside down. It's really flowing. But I just didn't know that I was going to do that. Does that make sense? And now I think, you know, sometimes when things are off-center just enough, they'll throw your eye a little bit, but this is not one of those cases. If your recipient decides to point that out to you, I think either your friends are really picky graphic designers or you might need new friends. Right in there. And just wiggle it up a little. That's why I like my liquid glue. Happy holidays, clearing the air. Oh my goodness gracious, look at that. How fun is that? Now we do have to get a little shine, but what about, you know, just that? It's just very simple. And actually, even though I love odd numbers, right? I do. You can still do, you know, like a split. You can go 3 and 3, no problem. I mean, that's pretty too, isn't it? Although, if I took this out and went like that and went like that, do you know why this is going to be a better choice? Because I am down a little more than I had planned on being, and that way it adds a little more visual weight to the top. That's the story we're going to go with today. So let's boop it up. Let's get our sequins here and go boop, boop. A little cluck and boop. All right, little and boop. Looks good. Wait, there we go. Boop. My glue is a-flowing. And let's pick you up like that and just go boop. Oh, that's my finished card. I just think it's very cute, right? I mean, that's a very minimal card. I love it. All right, that's card 1. This is more involved than what I'm planning next, so let me clean this up and let's make another card. For card 2, I'm going to use the same stamp because here's what I hope to do, and I'm going to have to do some math here, and I'm just going to tell you, math, not my strong suit. But what I want to do is figure out the placement of trees. Now this stamp is, if I space this out 1 inch, see that right there? Then I can move my piece of cardstock 1 inch each time. And to be honest with you, I think I'm going to do that. Let's see if I can get this perfectly straight. And I'm going to try to be close to the edge. But here's what I'll do. I'll bring this down. I'll look here. You know what? That looks straight to me. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn it sideways, and I've got a whole mishmash of inks here. So I need to work in a reverse order because I want my rainbow to end in purple. And the purple I'm going to use today is Gina K Designs. This is Wilted Violet. Okay, let's see if I can get all this in. I'm going to ink this cube up with, or ink the stamp up with the cube, and we're going to bring this down. Make sure we're in place and press. And I think I'm going to ink it one more time because I haven't used this purple in a while and I feel like it might be a little dry. So let's do that. And of course, Gina's inks have a smoothing agent as well, so that will smooth out. I'm going to wipe off my stamp, dry it with the back of my hand, and I'm just going to move this 3/4 of an inch. I've been having trouble inking my hands. Let's go 1, 2. You know, I might even just do a 1/2 inch because what would that look like? You know what? Let's do a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch is going to be cooler. So here we are, and just do it 1/2 inch. Why are we going to do this? Well, because we're going to get an overlap. So taking my Seafoam, working my way back, and I'm going to stamp this a few times to get the nice blue that I'm looking for. It actually looks very purple right now, but trust me, it's going to be blue. Although I think I don't think I cleaned off my stamp. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. Look at that look. You know what they say, Bob Ross, happy accidents, right? That is a happy accident. All right, let's see if that turns it more blue. Boop. Wow, that's bizarre and so cool. All right, you know what I might do, because now I've got extra purple. I am going to grab, let's do a 1/2 inch again, like that. I'm going to grab another ink from Simon, the Surf. Let's go for a real blue. Well, you'll see, it's beautiful. Surf and Turf. Ooh, look at that. We'll do one more. Oh my goodness gracious. That is super cool. 1/2 inch. The Misty is just one of those things that I feel like I've barely touched or scratched. Limelicious, by the way. I've barely scratched the surface of what it can do. Does that make sense? Because it can do so much. And I haven't, I feel like I just haven't done, other than stamping. I mean, let's be real. Stamping is the miracle. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. All right, let's move up another 1/2 inch. And let's move into our yellow, which is Sunbeam. Okay. Bringing that down. Get my Misty here, or my Debbie. Love my Debbie tool. That's really pretty. Move that up to 8.5. And Peachy. Like that. Let's transfer that ink. See how that looks. So pretty. Look at that. We're getting our rainbow. I might do another Peachy just for a little more saturation. Ooh, pretty. Let's go up another 1/2 inch, which was that. Let's bring in Grapefruit. Let's stamp Grapefruit down. Actually, I think we're going to go right to red. Oh, that is just gorgeous. Look at that. Now, here's the cool thing. Where's the paper going to go? Well, you just lift it up and out of your Misty for the final part right there. It's going to be just fine. It can be outside. It's not going to hurt your paper at all. Just want to make sure. Yep, we're good. Make sure you're lined up and stamp. I think this is really pretty. And I'll stamp this red just a couple of times. I love the mistake of that sort of blue lavender that I made. That's just kind of cool. All right. Coming down. And I think that is going to give us a beautiful delineation. Oh my goodness. Look at that. How fun is my little row of trees? All right, let's grab a stamp for the greeting. I'm going to center wishing you a very Merry Christmas right so that the C and the S are right in the trunks there. C and S, yes, that looks very straight. I am going to trim this down because I wasn't 100% sure, where it was going to go. But on this card, I think I'll use gold powder because I feel like gold powder will add the warmth that you get also from a rainbow. And I think that's very sweet. And I'm going to powder this up. And this is a very simple card. I'm not die cutting anything. I probably should have started with this one. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to go with what the flow is telling you to do. You know what I'm saying? And the flow demanded this. So let's Versamark it up. Get that nice and inked up. I may do this twice as well, just to make sure, although it's a very delicate greeting here. Why can't I? Well, okay, I can't find where it is, so I'm going to have to do this. It's crazy that I've been working the whole time here with you, and I literally just lost my stamp press tool. It's probably right in front of me, and I don't even see it, so I'm going to do the old arm technique. I hope I didn't just muck that up. Let's see. You know what? That looks pretty good. I don't even know. We'll just tap it down lightly. Seriously, no idea where I just put that tool. And let's just sprinkle that on. And if some of it sticks to our trees, no big deal. Oh, that looks really good. Oh, right? Because we can just brush away, and that's what I will do, off the trees. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty. Look at that. Look at that little bit of shine. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Oh, I love it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 trees. This is where I do have little stars. What if should I put little stars on top of the trees to line it up? Right over the top of the tree. See that there? I think that's actually pretty close. Points are close. Could be a little off. So let's come over a tiny bit. Pencil rulers are great for this, where your fingers might stick. Another round of powder, 1/2 inch at a time. And I am going to grab my little Debbie tool. See that? They're going to be floating. And we're going to do the 1/2 inch at a time, and it should help us line up perfectly every time. So here we go. I've got the stars all stamped. Let's see if I got them in the right place. I think I did. Oh, I squished them down a little hard. I think I pressed a little too hard. That's okay. We're going for it. I got a little aggressive, but sometimes in the name of having some fun, you're gonna do that. But in my defense, they are all lined up. I did. I pushed a little hard, but I still think it's fun. So note to self, do it more like that. I still think it's cute. So let's trim this down and finish out the card. So here's how I finished out this card. Just put it on a white card base. And again, if I had done a better job stamping so we didn't have star blobs, I think the idea is very cute. So 2 card projects today, both very clean and simple, right? I still think this one is absolutely stellar with the stenciled, dry embossed background. Again, using this stamp set, Holiday Silhouettes. I definitely plan to do more with this in the next few weeks, maybe even go live because I've got things I didn't even touch. So be sure to check out the stencil and the stamps. I will have all of the links below the video in the information box if you want to shop, and I will see you back here with another card project soon. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel, and if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.